Swag, man?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm excited to get started, man. I'm excited. I figured we'd just go off the top, just talk about whatever, man. No, yeah.
You can still wear yours. Mine just fucking is making everything like pink.
No, I'm just going with you, man.
So how long you been back and forth?
Probably like 3 weeks, man. Haven't really been up to shit. Really just brainstorming about this ever since I've been back. I haven't really been doing anything else.
It's taken fucking ever. I tried showing up one time and you were just passed out at 2 p.m.
Because I'll get started. Like, I'll start being like, oh yeah, I'll wake up and I'll be like, yeah, man, let's get started. And then I'll be like, fuck, I really don't want to do anything today. I feel like that's going to be a big thing. I gotta start being more consistent.
Alright, so I have not asked anything because I've been wondering for this podcast.
Yeah,
What happened and how did you get the DUI?
Damn. So whenever we were in the car and you were like, is anything off the table? I was like, he's going to ask me about the fucking DUI.
That's all I got so many questions on the DUI.
Oh, man. It's kind of fucked up, man, because I wasn't even driving is the thing. So I'm at the casino. I get fucking hammered, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And, let me start from the beginning. So I was at the casino 3 nights before, and I got fucking hammered, man. So I'm there, and I had work the next day, and it was like 4 in the morning, bro. I had to be up at 6. And I asked the lady at the front desk, I'm like, how much is a room? She's like,
$200.
200, yeah, some bullshit. So I'm like, okay, I'll crash out for like an hour and a half.
Oh, you mind turning off the AC? Let's get the audio a little bit better.
Yeah.
Alright, so you crashed at the there for a couple hours and then...
I thought it was going to be a couple hours. But so I wake up at about 9 o'clock. My boss is calling me mad as fuck, dude. Like, what the fuck are you doing at the casino? Like, I just called up there and they said you had a room. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So then I sweet talk him, and I'm like, dude, I won't fuck up again, man. I won't ever come to this casino again. 2 days later, I go, everything is cleared after that. I'm feeling lucky tonight.
The thing I love is like, I mean, you were in South Dakota for the people listening, and like, I'm assuming there's one bar that's out of a trailer type of shit, and then there's basically like an Indian casino.
Yeah, like a super nice casino, dude. And then the bar like beside us is like the fucking shed back there.
And
like
your
that.
boss probably had this fucking number on speed dial.
Oh
like,
yeah, dude. The funny thing is, I wasn't the first. He's like, dude, we've had way worse fuck ups than this. Like, you're not the first one. Like, exact scenario, but worse. Like,
Alright, so he calls you the second time and like...
Oh, he didn't call me this time. I got super fucked up, and then I was like, alright, well, I'm going to go sleep in the truck. I was like, I don't want to spend $200. I'll go sleep in the truck. So I sleep in the truck. This was only like midnight. I was just too fucked up to drive. This is when I got the DUI. And then I wake up at like 2 o'clock and the cop's knocking on my fucking window, dude. And I'm like, alright. I roll down the window. He's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, man, I'm fucking drunk. Like, I was like, I'm not driving. So then blew in the breathalyzer like a .346 or something like that, like super high.
Which I looked, whenever you told me, I Googled it, and it was like, you need to be at the hospital.
Yeah.
You're fucking dying.
He took me to the hospital and got my fluids, and he was like, well, we're not going to charge you with the DUI, like everything's good. I got a letter in the mail a fucking week later, bro.
Charging you with the DUI.
Charging me with the DUI. So, that's about how that happened.
Man,
and
you
then
get fucked.
They still gave me my job back, and then I fucking dipped a week later. I was like, yeah, fuck this.
I was wondering if they fired you from the job or like how that kind of went.
No, surprisingly they didn't, man. I thought I was super fucked, but
because I figured the people that do that type of jobs is like typically like Mexican people and shit like that, and like you get a DUI and they're like, no, you fucking you out of this bitch.
No, And the Mexican dude that I worked with, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's the one that also had the same situation happen to him where he stayed at the hotel. And so then I go to work with him the next day. He's like, "Oh, bro, y'all been there?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so." But another thing I wanted to talk about with that job, I wanted to talk about this. You know, they're putting fentanyl. Like they'll throw money on the ground and they'll put fentanyl in it. Like,
where?
Like anywhere. Let's say you just find $20 on the ground.
No.
They're putting like fentanyl on it, bro.
Where are they doing that at?
Anywhere. I just heard about it on the news, like in Pensacola though.
Huh.
Like, they're doing it around here.
No, I hadn't heard about that shit. Is
why?
it like Fox News that your mom's watching that they're talking about that?
I don't know, dude. Some fucking bullshit news station. But I wanted to say that because the dude that I was working with in North Dakota, like one of them,
Mm-hmm.
he literally smokes like Percocet, I guess. And he was telling me, he's like, "Oh, dude, I feel so lucky whenever I get like the fake ones, like with fentanyl." And I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck? Like, who is this guy that I'm working with?" And he got his wife. He was so addicted to fentanyl.
God.
He got his wife to send him his heart medicine, like in the mail from like Idaho all the way to fucking North Dakota, and put like 3 fentanyl pills in like his heart pills, and just got him shipped out
That
there.
dude's gonna fucking die of an overdose at some point.
Right? He's like, "Oh, I felt so lucky when I got the fake ones, bro." Like, I had to keep that plug. I'm like, what the fuck?
The plug's probably like, "I've been trying to kill this motherfucker."
Yeah, right. He won't go down, man.
No, I saw like a Vice video where it was like this guy trying to buy fentanyl on the street just for like educational type shit, and he was like, "So I've never done this drug before, but this amount kill me?" And it was like a small dose, and he was like, "Yeah, that would kill you." And then it was like, "That would be $20."
So you're buying it? That would definitely kill you. $20.
I don't give a fuck, man. If you're dumb enough to take it, then fuck it.
But these days, because I used to do drugs back whenever I was young, like.
You're 21?
Huh?
Where are you 21?
Yeah, okay, well, whenever I was a fucking preteen, I guess, like, nah, whenever I was like 14 or 15 though, 16, like growing up I did drugs. But nowadays it's like, bro, you can't buy drugs off the street because it's all got fucking fentanyl in it.
That's what I've heard. I've never had to buy it straight from a drug dealer. It's always been like from a friend or some type of shit like that. Just
It's basically a drug dealer, bro.
It is, but it's like one that.
What do you think they're getting it from the
trust
factory?
a little bit more. I trust them a little bit more. They've tested the product before it's gotten to me.
Yeah.
If they're alive when they're handing it to me, I feel okay.
Alright, fair enough.
So for those that don't know, though, Swagman here,
Mm-hmm.
claim to fame is going through TikTok. That's how you got popular back in the day.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good introduction type of podcast type of thing. So like, well, how many years was it when you got popular on TikTok?
How many years ago?
Yeah, was that like 3 years ago?
Damn, dude, it had to be like 2 or 3, something like that. It feels like not long ago, though, really.
It feels fucking so long
feels
ago
like
for
a
me.
long
It
time
feels
to
like
you?
10 years ago for me
Damn.
type of shit. Back
It
when you
was-
were making TikToks and like 200,000 people.
It was a super wild time in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels like months ago to me. It really doesn't feel long at all. That is one thing that, even though I was glad, I didn't make a fuck ton of money, but the only reason, like, I'm not super ashamed of doing that back then is because I was getting some kind of revenue.
Yeah, which was wild. Especially to everybody, like, around you at the time. It was like, it didn't make sense. Like, we knew there was money coming in from, like, the streams and stuff like that. But it doesn't make sense that, like, girls, like 13-year-old girls, are just paying like $10 at a time just to be like, "Oh, Swaggy."
Where's a 13-year-old getting $10 from in the first place, bro?
I don't fucking know, dude. I was getting fucking $10 to buy like Xbox memberships back in the day.
Yeah, me too. Not to send to some chick on TikTok. But you were getting cash, though. They had to be using, like, their parents' gift cards or credit cards.
Yeah, to, like, upload to the stuff.
One thing I thought about is, what if these girls, because it was younger girls, were they going to their parents like, "Hey, look at this guy. Can I send him $20? Like, what?
No, I hate you.
Get the fuck out of here. But, there were actually a decent amount. The ones that were sending like $50 gifts, that was the highest back then. I don't know what it is now. Those were mostly like chicks with jobs, so they were like 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they had jobs, unless they were doing the same thing, asking their mom, like, hey, I know I'm 18, but you have $50 to send those to me?
And for me, with the introduction, I'm just a person that likes setting up computer shit and just bullshitting. So I'm here to help set up the podcast and just be the Jamie type of person for it, I suppose. More the interviewer. That's
what I wanted out of you, because you're more tech savvy, but also wanted you on the podcast because you're an interesting man, John.
If I can, have you watched like a lot of Joe Rogan type of podcast?
Yeah, I've watched a lot. Man.
If I can be the red band person that at some point you have to replace, like he was the original Jamie, and then he was such a
Joe Rogan was?
No, Red Band, his friend Red Band. He was the original Jamie, and then he had to replace him because he was such a piece of shit that like when they were bringing in like scientists and stuff, he would be the one asking them like about like aliens and shit like that, and he was like, I gotta get rid of this motherfucker. So if I can be that person that talks more, and then you have to get rid of me at some point, that would be amazing.
Who would I replace you with though, dude?
Jay.
Jay would never come on this podcast, dude.
Jay would never do some shit.
He'd ask his mom first. Sorry, Jay.
Yeah, that is the one thing I don't want to do is like a lot of name dropping people from our friend group.
Man. But we're talking about the town.
But sorry, Jay.
Sorry, Jay. My bad. No. But
Jay's probably like, what the fuck are they wearing?
Right. He's like on his phone and like, what the fuck? Are they talking about me?
For those of you watching this right now, it's like 92 or so outside. It's probably like 80 something in this room right here. So we're staying cold. We're staying chill.
Woo. Feeling good in my fucking wool trench coat. Feeling good. Not burning up.
I'm not sweating at all. Yeah,
no,
I'm not
itchy.
I'm yeah.
One thing I was thinking about though, who would I have on this podcast other than you?
Local people, I have no idea. There would be nobody really.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Who else besides local people? I'm not flying anyone out.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No one's hopping on a plane for me.
Yeah, exactly. I guess we could do the Zoom type of shit and try to get like TikTokers, stuff like that.
That'd be cool. Know. What the fuck does a TikToker have to say, though?
They would say stuff they think is popular, and then they would spread it with their people, like share it with their people, and get more people to us. I mean, fuck them.
No, I guess you're right.
I mean, what would a TikToker say? Boring shit.
Yeah.
Nothing interesting. I'm gonna try to make sure the camera's still working real quick.
Oh, yeah,
make sure we don't waste 20 minutes. We still good.
Good? Oh,
we
nice.
still Gucci.
It's going pretty good.
Yeah. This is a test run for everybody watching, listening right now. We have no idea what the fuck we're actually trying to do, set up. This is the beginnings of something or the end of nothing.
Yeah, well, we're just getting started, just trying to figure everything out, but it's like the test run, but also the
actual start. Actual start. Because we're too fucking lazy to do a real test run.
Yeah, we just set it up and we were like, fuck it. It looks good.
Fuck it.
I don't even know how to get the audio on the fucking computer, or the video on the computer. So.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure this shit out as we go.
This land shark's pretty good, John.
The land shark is good.
Why is it that you've been drinking these for like 3 years, bro? Why land shark? Just cause?
Just cause. I like Corona, but it's kind of like a different thing than Corona, and people don't seem to buy these at all, so like they don't steal your shit.
That's true.
It's the same reason for a while I was drinking what the fuck is the name of the beer? It's a New Belgium beer. Fat Tire. I was drinking Fat Tire for a while because nobody else liked it.
I do not like. I was about to say I hate those, man.
Yeah. I'm okay with those, and nobody would steal your beers.
I'll drink them.
That was the thing. Nobody would steal your shit.
If I saw a Fat Tire, I'd probably just drink water. No, they're not that bad.
So what have you been up to since you've been back? Just nothing but video games?
Nothing, man. Just I've been playing a lot of Switch lately. Playing guitar a lot, bro. I've actually gotten pretty solid. I've been playing like 3 or 4 hours a day. just fucking around.
That's not bad. That's a decent way to start getting decent.
Yeah, just trying to get something going. I mean, I'm not in a position to like record something and make anything good, but eventually I do want to make something, you know.
True. Everybody's got to start from somewhere.
Yeah, I guess so.
So what are your plans like? You trying to get back into the social media type of stuff with like this and other stuff?
I wanted to, the podcast, mainly the way I wanted to start my TikTok was posting clips of the podcast, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because I've been seeing a lot of people do that recently, and they've been doing pretty good.
Okay.
Not like Joe Rogan posting like clips, like more underground podcasts, and then they've been getting their start from like TikTok and stuff.
That's not a bad idea.
And I feel like that's what I should have done whenever I was doing TikTok, is use that as like a platform to like build something bigger. Because TikTok,
we tried
with the
YouTube, but we sucked so
we didn't
bad.
upload a thing, bro.
Well, because we shot the one video, and the one video was so bad, y'all were like, I can't be associated with that.
The crazy thing is, though, now, is that I would upload it.
Yeah.
And another thing, like, so many people, because I've done numerous things, like music, videos, all kinds of shit, and like I'll go back and delete it, and then everyone's like, why did you delete that? But whenever you're associated with it, and then like you watch it back, you're like, that fucking sucks.
I understand.
So,
but I mean, I still got, like, I appreciate still having the cover art of the it's a rap song that you did on Spotify.
Art.
Yeah. The one with
the one that you did? You took the picture.
I guess I don't remember. What was
the
name
one
of the
where
song?
I'm like that?
Yeah, Lean in my
2-liter and Diamond something. Those songs fucking suck, by the way. I don't want to act like those were good. Like those, hey, they were fun.
It was a fun time. It was like you and the other J rapper, and y'all were like,
right?
fun
the
songs at the time.
They were fun, and I wasn't taking it seriously either. That's what a bunch of people don't understand, because they'll even like talk to me today, like friends from back in high school. And they'll be like, man, that shit was so fucking fun. I'm like, bro, you don't have to lie. Like, that shit sucked. Like, I wasn't doing it to be, like,
the thing that always
fun.
pissed me off, and I know we said we weren't going to bring up other names and stuff like that, but we've already brought up your name, Jay.
Hey, Jay.
You know who you are, Jay.
You're already here.
Yeah. I ordered a large shirt for the Swaggy shit. You gave me, like, a double XL.
Damn, Jay.
And then it was like, where's my money, bro? I need my money for this shit,
pulls
dog.
me to the side.
Because I was like, I can't wear this. I'm not going to buy it. And he was like, bro, I already ordered it.
God damn.
I need my shit.
That's fucked up, dude. That was another cool thing that, I thought the t-shirts were fun, man.
The t-shirts were fun. I still own one.
Really?
Yeah, I still got it.
I think doesn't Garrett have one?
I have no idea. I think there was a couple, and then somebody had a Snapchat a couple years ago of finding it in
the thrift.
In a thrift store.
Dude,
yeah.
Who the fuck sold it, man?
I don't know.
I'm coming for you. Imagine like someone that's crazy that someone from J ran into it though and saw it. Imagine some random person just going to it and being like, what the fuck? Then them buying it like, oh, I'm rocking this shit. This shit looks so awesome.
I don't fucking know.
Those
I would buy
suck,
it if it was like $2. I'd fucking buy it.
I would.
Yeah.
Those shirts suck, dude.
Those shirts were terrible. Who came up with the design?
Jay's sister. Which I mean, it's the best they could do. They're not. They're not graphic designers.
It was sad. It was just a picture of your face.
I know, bro. And it was like not even. I thought it was gonna be like a print on of my face, but it was just like weird fucking outlining of my face. Like it wasn't even like a. I thought it was gonna be like a square box with a printed picture of my face, but it was just.
No, it was just
outline of my hair.
And it was. Were they all gray? Was every shirt gray?
Everyone gray with black.
Because the gray with black, man, it's where you couldn't even really. If you were more than like 10 feet away, it would start to blend together because it was like so close to the colors together.
It was like plastic, I guess, and the sun would hit it, and you couldn't even read or see what it said.
I've never worn it because I'm afraid that the plastic's gonna
fall
flake
off.
off immediately.
Don't wash it,
bro.
bro.
It's never been washed.
Don't wash it, bro.
I have 2 shirts that I'm afraid to wash or wear. So it's that shirt of yours, and then Hangout Fest a couple years ago when Travis Scott was there.
Mm-hmm.
He had a T-shirt that he was selling at Hangout Fest, but he was selling it for it was like $60 or some shit. So I bought it from a homeless dude on the street that made his own design.
Nice. I'd frame that
so
shit.
bad.
So he just took the shit, and then was like, "Oh hell yeah!"
He took a tie-dye shirt, Googled Travis Scott and his logos, and just threw it on there. I was selling it for $5.
Damn, really?
It was a deal.
I would have bought 3, bro. I would have been repping that shit on his shirt too. Hey, you saw my shirt, man? I got your merch.
Oh, God.
Steven got me. I don't know if you were there. It was 2017 Hangout whenever Kendrick was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. Steven got me some it was whenever Damn came out. It was that shirt, bro, and he spent $60 on it, fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I've bought a couple shirts from concerts I went to for specific artists that type of stuff, but
me too. But
I don't know, it's weird. I've started buying the shirts. I bought the Voodoo Fest. I think I missed the first Hangout Fest, but I've started spending the money for that type of stuff. Because you look back in about 4 years and you're like, it's nice having the shirt of the random shit.
Yeah, it's nice to have the memory. I've kept my wristbands and shit from Hangout and Voodoo.
Yeah, I think I still have I'm not sure. Those aren't as memorable to me anymore just because they're not as...
You can't put them back on.
Yeah, you can't put them back on. You can't display them. There's nothing you can really do to display
true.
that type of shit.
And you just kind of fucking rip it off so it looks like shit.
Yeah, because after you're done, you're like, fuck that, I'm fucking done with this event.
I just got them in some box up there. Whenever I went to Voodoo though,
I'm gonna get this closer to you because I feel like you're the one backing up more.
Oh yeah, but whenever I went to Voodoo, I went with a lot of people. I'm not gonna name drop. I mean, I'm sure they don't care.
Yeah.
But whenever we went to the ticket booth, we didn't even have to show them the ticket. They just fucking slapped our bands on.
Damn.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
I don't remember what I did. I think I got the pre-order type of shit, so I think that came to me in the mail.
Oh, the bands, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just scan your wrist type of thing.
Which I was like, fuck, I didn't even have to pay. Which, I mean, obviously you're not going to go there and not pay.
Well,
I mean, I would if I knew beforehand, but...
I didn't like Voodoo as much. I thought Voodoo was a lot worse than Hangout Fest and stuff like that.
Hangout was fucking awesome. The vibe was really good.
Yeah.
Voodoo just seemed like you're in New Orleans, it's kind of shitty to begin with.
Yeah.
Bro, it was I ruined 3 pairs of shoes. It was so...
From what?
It was muddy as fuck. And
yeah.
you would walk and it was this sunken in.
Yeah.
And there was a big pit where whenever Post Malone was performing, at the very end, and dude, I shit you not, it's level right here, and then the ground was just swooped in, a big fucking hole from where people were. Shit looked crazy.
The time I went, everybody was just kind of like Hangout Fest, everybody's more a chill type of mood. Voodoo Fest is fairgrounds, everybody's an asshole the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere you go is just assholes.
And the security guards were horrible at Voodoo.
There was a guy when I went that was being he was trying to get through the line and he was just being an asshole, pushing people and shit like that, trying to get closer. And we saw him farther behind us, and when he came up close, he had a backpack on and he had those large flasks, I forget the fucking name on them, but whatever the expensive flasks.
The hydro flask?
Yeah, the hydro flask. And he had them on his backpack on both sides, and when he walked back, they were on the back side of the backpack. Yeah. I stole both of them. Nice. And then he got about 15 yards in front, and I fucking just nailed his ass.
Hit him in the head?
I aim in the back part. And he looked like he was about to fucking swing at everybody around.
Oh, I would have been pissed. Was he oh,
Oh, he didn't fall, but he went down for a second.
Bit. Yeah, those fuckers are big too.
Well, it was like that, and they were empty. So I mean, it was just
it's fucking aluminum.
3.5, 4 pounds hitting you.
Did you just float it to him, or were you fucking slinging it at him?
In between.
Okay.
It wasn't a flow, but it wasn't soft.
Yeah, you were trying to get his ass.
Yeah, he probably still thinks about it.
He's still got the scar, bro. But whenever I went to Voodoo also, it's actually a funny story. I found, or I can't remember who it was that found drugs on the ground. There was a bag with white powder.
Yeah, I'll hit it.
Yeah, go. No, dude, you've been. No. John's been quitting nicotine for a month. Have you been clean the whole month?
I've been good the entire month. I've been good the entire month, except I think one time I had a dead, puff bar thing in my car, and I was like, come on.
You can hit it if you want.
No,
you don't
I'm
need
so
to.
bad on that type of shit. I have such an addictive personality when it comes to nicotine.
Me too, man. Nicotine's the hardest thing to quit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've never quit. I quit smoking weed. That's about it. So I haven't quit anything hard besides this, I guess. And this is unquittable, bro.
It's so fucking
unquittable. And I don't want to be 30 walking into... One of my buddies the other day came over and he's like, bro, you don't want to be 30 walking into a smoke shop buying a puff bar. I'm like, I really don't want to be.
Your friend sounds lame.
He's a fucking dweeb, dude. Nah, he's a cool dude. But, I don't know, man. It's just fucking impossible. I'd rather smoke cigarettes, honestly.
It's rough. They say that it's one of the hardest drugs to quit is nicotine.
Oh, yeah. Is it above alcohol, too?
Yeah. Well, it's
really?
a little bit. It's above alcohol on how addictive it is, but it's less on side effects. You can die if you're heavily addicted to alcohol and you just quit cold turkey, but...
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, but nicotine, the withdrawals are worse. It's I think it's from what I know, the second hardest is heroin, and then nicotine is the most addictive type of shit, yeah.
Can you get seizures from a nicotine withdrawal?
Withdrawals? I have no idea. Possibly severe withdrawal type of shit. I'm not sure.
You can die from heroin or withdrawal, can't you?
I'm not entirely sure. You can die. The only two that I know off the top of my head is alcohol and
Xanax.
Yeah.
I actually. Oh, did you know I got suspended from school Central for being on Xanax? You didn't know that? No way, dude. Do you want me to tell you the story?
Yeah, tell me the story on that one.
Dude, there's no way you didn't know that. Whenever I was in...
I might have, but I don't fucking remember it.
Yeah, whenever I was in... Yeah, I definitely told you before. But I was in 9th grade, and my mom found a bag of Xanax. I've been off Xanax for 3 or 4 years, bro.
A bag of Xanax? How much of a bag?
8. I mean, 8 bars. Okay. And I'd been doing it for a year, bro. And I just, I was at school and my mom sent me a picture of it. Mm-hmm. And I was on Xanax too at school, bro. So then I flipped, or I just threw my phone and walked out. Stupid as fuck. So then my teacher comes on and he's like, what's wrong, dude? I'm like, my mom found my Xanax, man. So then...
And the teacher was like, I gotta report
this. Yeah. He was like, do you have any in your car? I gotta go report this shit. So then we go up to the office. They're like, you get suspended for... We're back. A little technical difficulties. But
yeah, it is what it is on the first podcast type of thing. You would imagine some technical difficulties.
Whenever I was in North Dakota, I don't know if you know anything about this. I mean, I'm sure you know better than me. But I lived with this dude, and he was a conspiracy theorist, bro. Mm-hmm. So, he would talk about, the Red Pyramid and the Pyramid of Giza and shit. And he was saying they were all constructed, they're a certain distance and, away from each other in, a certain way. They're all kind of lined up. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know about the Red Pyramid, but the pyramids are actually constructed to form... They match with a constellation. I forgot exactly what a constellation is, but they match with a constellation. That's not really conspiracy. That's actually
fact.
Facts,
yeah. Yeah, I just kind of said that because he's he's into so many different theories and shit. Another one, did you have anything to say about that? I don't know shit about it. I just thought it was kind of interesting.
With that one, I would have to do more research to find out what the constellation is and what that they believe it has to do with like Egyptian mythology type of stuff.
But they're built like in a
which is fascinating
to
they're
stars.
matching up with the stars and stuff like that.
Right, and that's like, I don't know. I feel like, do you think we're like leagues behind the people that came before us, like with that kind of technology?
No, we're ahead in different aspects. There's just different ways that they had to go
We took
about
a different
doing
path.
stuff. But yeah. It's like, so did you know with the Mayans, the way they would look at the stars, like when they would map out, like, you know with the Mayan calendar, how they would map out, like, they would have eclipses here and here, and like do that type of shit.
Yeah.
The way they would do it to write down and keep track of everything is they would like, at their temples, they would have like a large little pond type of water hole type of thing. And they would have it like crystal clear, and that's how they would look down to see where the stars were at.
Really?
Because if you look down and see where the stars are at, you can track it like specifically, like it has to be like right here, this has to be right here, and keep track of where everything's at. Yeah. And you can like track up and match everything in the sky.
Okay.
And shit like that.
So I guess a better question is then, are their minds more advanced? Because I mean, obviously we took a different route with technology. We have like, we're not digging up iPhones and laptops and bullshit. Like, so do you think that our minds are where theirs were? Like, are we as smart as them, or are we behind them in like intelligence, I guess? Because they were obviously using theirs for a different purpose, I guess.
I think we're ahead in a lot of aspects. I think
they
were just ahead. I think they funneled into specific things that became like specific type of shit. Like, I feel like, go on.
I feel like we built upon, like they use their structures for like different, I don't know how to say it. They use their structures like in a different way that we did. Like their structures had more of a purpose, and they built theirs more naturally, but we still use their, I guess, philosophy on structures like the same way. Like we build we still base our shit like how we build skyscrapers. They built the
fundamentals, is what you're saying?
They built the fucking wheel.
I feel like it's just as complicated to build like Google search engines as it is to build a language. Like, to build a language, you would have to sit down and like try to like come up with shit and have to like build shit culturally for so long that it would just be such complicated type of stuff. But I mean, I think we're ahead because everything's advancing so fast. I think people really lose like sight of the fact that like the Egyptians were around for like thousands of years type of stuff. And the fact that like generations would go by with no improvements on shit.
Right.
And it'd be like one Leonardo would come by and like change some stuff, but like for hundreds of years there would just be nothing improved.
Like they would have a fucking huge boom and then it'd just be a standstill basically.
Or you would have a plague come by, nobody understands medicine, like the entire village dies, you have to start over with some type of shit. You only start over at the same level because like a plow's a fucking plow, like everybody can figure out what a fucking plow is.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'd say I guess whenever you put it like that, I'd say that we're like not above them, but our intelligence expands to a lot more than what they had.
Yeah, I think there's just so much more technology and everything is like more rarely available than what they had, to where we understand more stuff. Also, back then, like they would only like teach like the fucking princes and stuff like that. Like the only noble type of families would be the ones getting an education. Everybody else, everybody else would be like, bro, there's a fucking field. You go fucking plant the field. Wait, thinking.
You don't have to know this shit.
Bro,
the adults are talking.
Yeah, you're a fucking slave.
Right.
But I don't know. They couldn't figure out that pork wasn't fucking deadly, so I don't fucking know. I mean, you got multiple major religions that think pork is like evil.
Well, do you think that our inventions are more revolutionary than theirs were?
How far back are you saying our inventions?
Well, what I'm really basing this off of is like, I'm not expanding my thought too much. Maybe like technology, I guess. Like just technology from like 19. Well, I mean, like whenever. Like just think about.
I kind of understand what you're saying, but I think like mathematically we haven't evolved, and I guess we have evolved a lot. But I mean, we figured out a lot of shit back in the fucking 60s with how to get to the moon, and that was without like computers or any shit like that.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Let's say, like, from the 1800s to now, do you think that our inventions are more revolutionary from like, because we've advanced, like we've had more advancements than they did fucking 2,000 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like, would you say that our inventions now are more revolutionary than the ones that we had, you know, or our inventions in the last, like, 1,000 years have been more revolutionary than the ones in the last, like, 10,000?
Possibly. I mean, you would have
see what I'm saying?
I kind of see what you're saying, and it's hard to, like, judge off of this type of stuff because I don't know, because it's hard to justify from like inventing farming compared to inventing a cell phone.
Right,
it's hard to like justify and quantify which one is like more like revolutionary, more beneficiary to the stuff going on.
Well, I mean, obviously farming is more beneficial, but revolutionary wise, I don't think there's really even a scale for that. Like, there's just each one matters a lot.
And a different type of perspective of the stuff. And some of the stuff you don't even see being beneficiary at the time. Like, when they came out with the printing press, like, the most popular books of the time when they came out with that was how to spot, like, witches in your local area. Because that was such a concern at the time of, like, we got too many motherfucking witches.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out. Oh, man. So do you know this in Babylonian history about how they would justify if you were innocent or not?
No.
There was a time period, I forgot which king it was.
They didn't just have like a court like we do now?
No, they didn't just have a court like we do now. They would basically have like a public court, and what they would do for a lot of scenarios was they would throw you into the river. Okay. Nobody knew how to swim. If you got out of the river, if you swam and made it out of the river, you were innocent.
What the fuck?
So you were good.
I would have pleaded guilty.
You would have died. You just drowned. Right. You just fucking drown if you're guilty.
Jesus.
So what you do is you plead innocent, and they're like, "Fuck you, we're throwing you in the river," and then you figure out how to swim, and you're a god.
Damn, I wish it was like that now, bro. No, I don't wish that. Wouldn't
that
that
be
funny?
Awful.
Right? Yeah,
no, that'd be
fucking
terrible.
Horrible,
Society
dude.
would fall apart immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody would start robbing and murdering everybody.
Yeah, when was the Babylon era?
Babylonian would have been, this time period that I'm talking about would have been around, I don't know, 1800 BC. Somewhere around that time period.
Oh, yeah. It's a pretty long time
2000, 1800 BC. Somewhere in that time period. I mean, Babylonian is like the cradle of civilization type of spot. So that would have been like the first like people coming out. That would have been prior to after that they come out with the eye for an eye. Have you ever heard that saying? That would have been like you blinded my friend, so I'm gonna take your eye because fuck you type of thing.
Would they think that was fair though?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't fucking know. I mean, really, they just thought at that time period, I guess it would have been whatever the king decides is like going on is what's going on. Fuck it. I mean, really, like that type of civilization would basically be like a mafia leader type of thing, like the family and the higher ups. Like. Yeah. Which they adjusted later on in the medieval time period. They adjusted the thing of if you could float or swim type of thing. They flipped it for witches of if they threw a witch into the river and she swam, well, that's got to be a witch because we don't understand how to swim.
Jesus.
So if you swam, you were guilty and they executed you. But if you drowned, you're innocent.
Oh, and then, like,
and then they felt bad. Then they felt bad.
Well, if I was a witch, I can't swim. But have you seen anything about Elon Musk's what's it called, Neuralink?
Yeah, I have.
Have you seen a good bit about it?
No, I hadn't seen enough on how it actually works and stuff like that.
That's another thing that dude from North Dakota, the conspiracy theorist,
Mm-hmm.
he was big about was that Neuralink shit. He was like, he was like, if he comes out with it, like, I'll get it. And it's kind of like or they put a chip in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, that's literally what it is. Which, I mean, it could be for good, or, I mean, I don't know what his intentions are with it. But you could, like, want to learn Spanish or something, and you just download it.
Yeah, and it would, like, teach you Spanish. Like, you would just learn and know Spanish right away.
Yeah,
I guess, I mean, that's what people are, like, speculating that it would be like, but I'm not sure, like, how it would actually function. Especially, like, a first edition type of stuff with that. I'm not sure how it would actually work.
And another thing, wouldn't that, like, completely rearrange how your brain works? Like, I feel like you wouldn't even be yourself at that point. Which maybe you would. Maybe you would just be completely yourself, but now you know Spanish.
I mean, maybe. I don't really know. It would kind of be the old question of, does osmosis work? Of being able to learn stuff when you're asleep type of shit. So, I don't know. Maybe you could just, like, figure it out. Maybe it would be a more extreme version of just wearing, like, a VR headset, and it just automatically, like, teaches you. Like, you already, like, your brain, there would be, like, a separation between you and your brain, and it just kind of, like, feeds it in, and, like, but there's so many weird shit with that.
That's true, I guess, because, I mean, whenever, like, let's say you're learning Spanish, you're basically feeding it into your brain already, but what if whenever you put this chip in, it's not doing any, like, conspiracy, like, stupid bullshit, I guess, like, they're not programming you to, like, think a certain way, because that's the, like, main concern with, like, this brain chip or whatever. But whenever you're learning a certain language or something, you're feeding it into your brain, so whenever you have this chip in your brain, you're still feeding it into your brain to show, like, a rapid, like, instant
I mean,
pace.
it basically would be the same idea of, like, so right now you eat food, you chew the food, it goes to your gut type of thing. What if they just, like, bypass, had, like, a pipe go straight to your gut type of thing? Like, that could work, but it's weird.
It is weird. It's, but I mean, that could be the way of, like, the future, just...
Yeah. Have you ever seen
things are going?
Speaking on that type of thing, have you ever seen the cows that they have experimental type of shit with?
No.
Like on major colleges? I forgot which one it is. I think it's like a Wisconsin college type of thing. But what they did was they basically what they did to the cow, because they wanted to test how his eating habits was affecting it and stuff like that, they basically did like gauges on its stomach, like they did a piercing on its stomach, and then they slowly increased the size of it until they had a window of, like, they could put in a metal window with glass right there in the side of it, to where they could open it up on the side of the cow and then check into the stomach of the cow to see, like, what it was eating and stuff like that.
That's weird. No, I've never heard of that.
It's really weird. And it's really weird to see in person, see somebody open up a window and reach into a cow's.
Yeah, right. What are they trying to get out of that?
They were trying to, like, see how it was digesting stuff and seeing how it was digesting stuff differently, I think. Some type of, like, digesting shit with cows, and it was just easier to, like, reach in and grab the shit out of the cow.
Oh, God.
It was so fucking weird.
I don't want to picture that. So whenever they are doing that, though, like, what are they trying to... Are they trying to, like, change its eating habits, or what?
I don't remember specifically on those cows. I mean, it was just some weird shit. I would have to show you a photo of the cow to really get an idea. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, I didn't really research into what they were trying to do with the cows. It's just the fact of seeing the cows like that. So fucking crazy.
Yeah, jeez. Another thing, though, like, they're experimenting on cows like that. Like, dude... Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. I mean, cows and rats and any of that type of shit, like, they just do whatever the fuck they want,
Yeah, they just do whatever they want, exactly.
There was a time period during the Cold War where Castro, like, he was a huge fan of ice cream.
Yeah.
And it's like, so saying you're a huge fan of ice cream as the leader of Cuba seems like a simple thing, like just go to Walmart and buy some fucking ice cream.
Yeah.
But you're living in like the fucking Caribbean.
Right.
Like milk cows are northern, like they have to be a really cold climate. So he was having to import, all of Europe basically had embargoed Cuba like the U.S. did. So he couldn't import milk to make ice cream from any of those type of countries. He was having to get it from like, I think like Argentina and shit like that. So he spent an insane amount of money of his country's like GDP
on ice cream.
No, on like he built like a fucking giant football stadium type of thing to like have cows and like a weird like atmosphere. Like they had fucking air conditioning, so it was cold, and like they pretended like it was fucking a cold environment to have like it was like millions and millions of dollars in a poor country to make ice cream.
Jeez. He's like, dude, I just fucking love ice cream. He's like, I gotta have the best
He was
shit.
spending like an ungodly amount of money on fucking cows to like. He was doing that, and he was trying to like genetically like modify cows so that they could produce milk in hot conditions, and like that's just unnatural for cows for whatever fucking reason.
It's weird.
It was really weird.
Did he ever specify what his favorite flavor was? Was he just like
I'm sure
hella chocolate?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it that much. I'm sure he probably did. I mean, I would assume like chocolate or some type of shit.
Chocolate or vanilla. I'm sure they didn't have cookies and cream back then.
I mean, you can fucking make cookies and
I
cream.
guess, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, cookies and cream is a knockoff of Oreos with like.
They didn't have Oreos back then.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
cookies and cream is just Oreos with vanilla ice cream. So I guess they couldn't have had it because they didn't have Oreos.
Well, maybe they had their great value Oreos, whatever the fuck they were making.
I don't fucking know. Have you seen where
Whatever Castro wants.
Have you seen where Russia is? So when the Ukraine war happened, all the like U.S. companies pulled out, like McDonald's and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the knockoff like restaurants that
they have like knockoff McDonald's
because
now?
they left all their shit. They left like the stores and everything open. So like Russian companies came in, rebranded to like. We love Russia, like McDonald's type of shit. Just started their own version.
McDonald's, like.
It's all in Russian names. I don't know the names of the shit, but it's all like Russian-owned, like McDonald's and Russian-owned Starbucks, Russian-owned Target. Like they just.
So
like,
it's like the same store, though.
It's the same exact store. So they just came in, replaced the stuff, like if it's like a Target, like that type of thing, they just went like, let's just buy the shit from China, bring it in, just like have everything working like it was.
This is what the news should be telling you about knockoff McDonald's and Target. Knockoff Burger King. That's funny though, I've never heard about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I actually wondered that whenever all that was happening, like McDonald's was pulling out and all that shit, like Target, you know, all those fucking Starbucks, whatever. Like, what are they gonna replace that with? Like, it's just some mom and pop store. I actually thought about that, so that's interesting.
Yeah, they
that
just
you say
replaced
that.
it with like exactly the same shit.
That's weird.
And I guess online, I mean, how fucking hard is it to replace like McDonald's? Like,
right?
You could guess the fucking ingredients. For the shit. Maybe it tastes a little different, but like. I'm sure they fucking left the supplies for the fucking Big Mac sauce.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. It's not a big secret. It's not the Krabby Patty secret formula. I'm sure you can find it anywhere, really.
So I'm sure it was probably pretty easy for them to figure out that type of stuff. But it seems like the media has gotten completely away from the Ukrainian war. We don't seem to really give a fuck about that.
Right? They just, oh well, fuck it. It trended on Twitter for a couple days, and they're like, oh yeah, well, what's
Will Smith?
Yeah, what's Will Smith up to these days? He slapped the piss out of him. He really gave him a good slap, huh? Yeah, fuck the war.
So, do you have any other shit you want to talk about?
Not particularly, but I just had something off the top of my head.
This is the hardship because me and Ben had the podcast going and stuff like that, and it is hard to keep like.
Did y'all go for a good hour and a half?
Yeah, it's over an hour and a half type of stuff.
Oh yeah, but
it's
because
because
we had like a constant stream.
Yeah, but it's because we had like sections, and it'd be like history topic, like 30 minutes type of thing, and then like introduction, like there's like hard cuts and that type of stuff. There's no video or anything, so it's a lot easier to do hard cuts. And shit like that.
Yeah. That's another thing is we're gonna have to look at the video and then we're gonna have to cut the video with the audio because now it's not a constant stream of the audio and the video. Like we had to cut both separate. Yeah,
that's what I was saying. I told you before we started this, it was probably gonna be a shit show with the audio video type of shit.
Yeah, it is.
What we probably need to do is we probably need to get like some type of recorder type of thing to connect to the computer, so then we could just have it going simultaneously. And that type of shit.
Yeah, I think so. I would like if we could have some kind of cord like to the camera, like going to the like have Audacity on a separate like half of the screen, and then make sure you know what I mean, like see that the camera's recording, like without having to go back and like look at it.
Yeah, I understand.
But did you have anything else?
So you are the worst negotiator in prices I've ever seen in my life.
The worst in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the worst.
Was there any, can you remember any of the like trades we've made throughout the years off the top of your head?
Yeah, oh man, yeah.
Because you made some bad ones.
Do you say that because you have one in mind, or are you just asking me?
Well, I mean,
because I have one in mind.
I think the GameCube one is the one I have in mind when I think
that was horrible. God, what was it?
I'm trying to remember. It was like
I remember. I can't remember what liquor it was. So I gave you a GameCube, which is $80, I'd say. Yeah. So I have another one over there.
I got two now.
Must be nice.
It is nice.
with your game, the Game Boy player is like $200 right now, bro.
Yeah, but that was just mine. I'm not selling that shit. I'm keeping it until it's like valuable.
That's pretty valuable.
No, I'm waiting until there's like 5 of those motherfuckers
Wait till you're like 40, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I gave you that GameCube Super Mario Sunshine. That's like $60, and then I gave you some like bullshit games. So you got a value of around, we'll say like $150 to lowball it, and you gave me this much of Captain Morgan. Yeah, okay.
It was like a fifth of a fifth.
A fifth of a fifth
of Captain Morgan,
and then
like a 6-pack. 4-pack?
I think like a 2 or 3 pack.
Yeah, like a 2 or 3 pack. Now what? So this is what fascinates me. With
and then like half a bottle of cider.
How did that start? Because I start high and you bring me down low.
What did you start at?
I don't know, but it was higher than that.
No, I literally just wagered to you like, hey, I have this GameCube. Give me some liquor and I'll give it to you.
And I was like, I got like a little bit of a fifth. I got a couple beers. Fuck it.
I was bad drinking back then, dude. I was like, I don't have any liquor. Like, what do I have? I don't really play my GameCube. Like, there you go.
Shit.
But another one that I had, you had like multiple Clash of Clans accounts, and I gave you that iPhone for I think not even $20. I think 10 or 20
What's
bucks.
up with iPhone?
iPhone 6. It was
shit.
Yeah, dude.
I probably was using that as my main iPhone.
Yeah, I think I sold it to you for 10 or 20 bucks for some, like a gram or two of weed.
Okay.
And then my mom was like, "Where the fuck is my phone?" Which it wasn't her main one. She had just got a new one. And then like y'all were playing Clash of Clans heavy back then. And I was like, "Oh, you got this phone in the drawer?" Like, "Oh, hell yeah! I'm about to finesse John for $10, and he's about to get this iPhone 6." So I sold it to you, and then the next day, no, not even the next day, right after school, Mom's like, "Where'd the phone go?" And then Steven, thanks Steven, was like, "Oh yeah, he sold it to Mom, or he sold it to John." And then you had to give me the phone back. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, you gave me the phone back, dude.
Did you give it back?
I gave Mom the phone back, and she didn't do a goddamn thing with it.
Did you give me the money back?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I did. No, I did. I did.
Knowing me, you probably did, because I was probably like, what the fuck
You're
am I-
yeah, no, I know. You're like, yeah, give me the fucking money.
What else? Is there anything else that was like steals of shit?
You didn't. I don't think you stole this one. It was the vape. I gave you $100 bill for the vape. And
that one you actually made money on that one. How much was it that I paid?
Yeah, I don't know how much you paid. I gave you $100, and you gave me that vape and like hella juice.
Oh,
and
okay.
it was like a nice vape, and vapes were expensive back then.
Okay, because I was thinking of the vape that you took from a party one time and gave to me for like $20 or something.
The box?
Yeah.
Oh, I gave you that one?
Never worked.
Really?
Never worked. I bought it
That
and
is
it never
ass.
worked one time whatsoever.
Oh, I knew it didn't work. No, I'm just kidding. I never
Probably
used
not.
it, bro.
I would still fucking bought it. At the
No,
time,
I just took it and I was like, well, I don't really want it.
because at the time I was probably like, fuck it, I'll figure it out, I'll fix it, whatever. And then, it sits around the house.
You
for
still
like,
have it, don't you? I'm sure you do. You have fucking...
probably somewhere.
It's somewhere.
Probably hiding somewhere, like tucked away from some shit. I don't fucking know. It doesn't work. So I might have thrown away just because it's broken, but I have no idea.
One thing about me, do you ever like stumble on shit? Like, have you ever stumbled on like old N64 games or some shit like that, or like just like have you ever stumbled on something that's like kind of valuable?
Like that you own type of stuff?
Yeah, like that you own. Like, have you ever looked through a box and been like, holy fuck?
I know where all my shit's at, so not really.
Okay.
But I have some like valuable shit, like video game wise.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. That's a thing though that I don't get with people is because I know where all my shit is.
Mm-hmm.
I've never stumbled on like $20. Like, oh fuck, I didn't know I put $20 here. I'm like, how the fuck do people just like find money?
No. So that's something I used to do in high school or like middle school when I was a fucking kid. Was I I would get into these zones close to when school would get back, and when I knew like the new COD game was coming out in like November. So what I would do is I would collect all my fucking cash that I had in like around July time period type of thing before school would start, and I would collect it all and I would hide it somewhere, and my ass would just forget. I would forget like a squirrel where the fuck it was, and then November would come around and I would just search everything I owned. Everything in the fucking house where I knew like money might be at, and I would find like $40 or like $50,
Jesus.
And then I'd go buy the new fucking Call of Duty.
I've never done that because I'll like if I did put like $20 somewhere, I'd be like the next day like, oh fuck, I could use like $20 today, and then I just fucking go and grab it. So I can never hide money, dude.
I've always treated myself like I was a homeless person that just tries to make it by every single